So this was off the line, and look at that. Hansen was immediately gone in Q3 race 1. Larsen pushing into Shishirit in the run into turn 1.
Yeah, just trying to muscle it a little bit there, but of course not as aggressive as yesterday, and rightly so. He doesn't want to get in trouble again.
Little bit of handbrake from Timmy, and then full concentration. And Dan, okay, they had 2 laps warm up this morning, but to go out and nail a good clean run, which that looked like to me, fantastic performance from Timmy. So hopefully we'll get to hear his thoughts on that. Job done, and a big smile from Hansen. So for me, Baumanis got the best initial launch, but then you then have to pull the gears right down, don't you? And in the dry, that's maybe easier than in the wet.
Yeah, so obviously he may have got the initial reaction time, but then wheel spin following that, as he was trying to go up through the gears, maybe Szabo slightly shorter shifted to reduce the wheel spin off the line and got the second bit of drive away with extra grip. So
Szabo and Baumanis all the way in this one. No traffic really for either of them, no carnage. Just a couple of seconds on the pace of Hansen, but it's a win for Szabo. This was backward at the start and really tentative, but this is the approach he needs, Dan. A couple of people yesterday messaged me on social saying backwards he's being really clever, and for me he is. Ekstrom's here. We know the settings were changed yesterday, but this was a good, sensible decision again.
Yeah, just keeping himself out of that trouble, and then when everybody peeled off to the joke lap in front of him, able to make up the time then, not getting any, contact fights and stuff. So smart move by Andreas, but it was Reinis who went on to take another win at home in Latvia.
So this was the start. Poor Baciuszka. Look, when you look at the start Markland got and the start Baciuszka got, but there's a different engine in that car. He's running the Pro Drive engine, and they've got the different engine in Markland and Shishirit's car.
Yeah, so maybe a different launch procedure as well for him, not able to get away. And we know they struggle off the line anyway, so he was just trying to reduce his wheel spin by going a lower RPM, but that was just too much, and he stalled the car.
You see just a tiny bit of damage on the front right corner of Timmer's roof. That's from that roll yesterday in Q1. Is he going to be able to do what Nittis did in Sweden and get himself up there for a result? Look at Gronov through here, sideways. They're just dropping wheels off, and ideally you want to just keep it a bit tidier than that. But it was still a great drive by the Russian, and it was a good recovery by Gronov too. He'd be disappointed that he jumped that start. Timmer takes it. It's Timmy Hansen who wins the session, though. Good start by Bennett, but then a little bit too much wheel spin down. You can see by the way the car's moving around, and that released Scheider out front.
Yeah, of course, like wheel spin off the start. Of course, you've got the diffs are locking up at that point as well, which makes the car go a bit sideways off of the line. So Ollie had to get back out of the throttle then to try and find a bit of traction.
Oh, this was Bennett getting past Farashkin, was it? No, that was him nice and sideways just behind him. This was the merge with Farashkin and Paul Tree. Farashkin did well there, and that was tidy and fair. They were both within track limits, so pushed him wide, but not too much. Bennett held on. Nicely done by Ollie, and here, that was clever because he didn't get on the gas so early to open it up on the inside. He was patient enough to be able to hold on the inside, but Scheider with a great drive out front. It remains to be seen whether the track is fast or Timo is, but at the minute, he's quickest. So Markland didn't get the best of starts there. Slots in behind Doran, which is pretty wise, actually. Baciuszka also backs out of it. Everybody thinking a little bit more today, I feel, in turn 1.
Yeah, and of course they're all in under the same awning as well, aren't they? 3 of the drivers in this one. This is Liam absolutely dropping it into the wall once, into the wall twice, into the wall 3 times there.
He kept it lit, didn't he? Liam, if anyone's going to pull it out of a situation like that, it's Liam Doran, absolutely. But yeah, he was a little bit too wide, and he'll be gutted there are tyres in front of that concrete wall, because he might have got away with it if there hadn't been, but they just take up an extra foot of the space on the grass. Gronov, nicely done on Derrida. A mistake from Markland as well up at the end. Super close between him and Doran, but Baciuszka takes this one. He was second after Q3. Great start by Tim, and when you're Baumanis, that's so frustrating, isn't it, to know how right they got it?
Yeah, they're already 2 or 3 car lengths in front of you at this point, so that's just a real kick in the teeth. From here you've got to do the fighting straight away.
Especially when you know Tim is equal with you on points, because those are the guys you're kind of looking for. That's Baumanis short shifted, trying to get up the inside of Larsen. Now, I wonder if we might see on board from now. We didn't. We thought we might see Larsen. Look at that. Took out a load of the barriers. I'm pretty sure he took out his own rear window as well. Here it is. Look at this. And now Yanis is like, wow, I need a bit more space down the side. So Timurs Yarnov comes round to take the checker flag. He goes P2 in Q4. Hansen off the line on the inside with a great start. Oh, there's the contact with Nitish.
Yeah, so Rainer's got a lot of wheel spin off the line, and then I've dropped it on the brakes. I think just misjudging how the grip levels out there, locking up and going into the back of Szabo. We're right on board now of Andreas. Listen to how patient he's got to be with the car in these conditions. It's super slippy out there, and you cannot light the throttle up.
Yeah, super smooth drive from Andreas Backerud. Not quite enough to deny Timmy Hansen, but it should be enough for Backerud to hold the TQ.